Hi there, and welcome to All About Wicca. Some general information about Wicca is that it's derived from shamanistic religions. Wicca is a personally structured system, meaning that there's many different paths that someone can follow within the umbrella of Wicca. Some of those paths can be green witch, kitchen witch, solitary witch, eclectic witch. There's lots of different paths, and there's no right way to practice Wicca. You can be pieced together with other religions as well. It just depends on the person's personal beliefs and what they feel is right. The only difference between the physical and spiritual is that the former is denser. That's by Scott Cunningham in his book, The Guide for the Solitary Practitioner. Wiccans believe that there's many alternate states that exist, and through performing different rituals, you can enter different states and communicate with deities, gods and goddesses. Deities are believed to be omnipresent throughout the universe. They don't reside in a heaven, they live right next to us. And at the core of Wicca, it is about drawing energy from the earth and having a relationship with nature. There are opportunities to view alternate consciousnesses, but at the end of the day, it's important to stay rooted to the earth and celebrate everything that's here. This is universality. There is nothing that isn't of the gods. That's another quote from Scott Cunningham.
So, I'm going to be talking about the Wiccan moral code. So, the Wiccans are very moral people. They prioritize free will and treating everyone with respect. So, the Wiccans have a statement called the Wiccan Rede, and it's basically a statement that summarizes the Wiccans' perspective on morality. So, to quote it, it says, "And it harm none, do what ye will." And so, this basically means that as long as you're not harming anyone, do what you want. So they also have a belief called the law of threefold return, which states that whatever someone does to another person, whether it be good or bad, will return with triple force. The Wiccans also have 8 virtues that they honor and try to live by in their life. These are mirth, reverence, honor, humility, strength, beauty, power, and compassion. The Wiccans practice magic, but they believe that it's wrong to cast any spells without someone's consent. Otherwise, this would be violating someone's free will, and it wouldn't be moral. So, in general, the Wiccans try to be moral people who respect others' free will and seek to live a very peaceful life.
So probably the most notable ritual observance that Wiccans have is called the Wheel of the Year, and it's basically a bunch of festivals held throughout the year for big events like the changing of seasons. So for example, to celebrate the winter and summer solstice, they'll celebrate Yule and Litha, and to celebrate the autumn and spring equinox, they'll celebrate Mabon and Ostara. So because these do coincide with the seasonal changes, Wiccans on the southern hemisphere actually celebrate 6 months in advance to Wiccans on the northern hemisphere to coincide with their own seasons. So during the Wheel of the Year festivities, they do a bunch of different things. For example, they celebrate those who have passed, they feast, they do gift giving, and they thank their deities through sacrifice. It's important to note, though, that Wiccans don't sacrifice animals, and they actually strongly advise against doing that. Instead, they sacrifice different things like baked goods, grains, herbs, wines, and incense. So another important devotional practice that they have is magic. So Wiccans do believe in like actual magic, but it's not like Harry Potter where they have wands and they're dueling each other. Instead, they just kind of sit in a sacred circle and they cast spells in order to bring about real change in the physical world. So these spells typically don't bring about negative things. They're not curses. Instead, they bring things like healing, protection, fertility, and banishing negative influences in one's life. So because most Wiccans don't all believe in the same deities and the same culture, have the same influences, their belief about afterlife differs greatly. But one of the more common beliefs is that death is not a negative aspect of the spiritual journey. It's equal to life and that they're both positive. Another more common belief is the idea of reincarnation. They believe in a place called Summerland, which is where the soul goes after death before they are reincarnated to kind of rest and prepare for their new life. Another important thing to know is that Wicca reincarnation is not the same as Hindu reincarnation, because in Wicca, they can only reincarnate into different people, and in Hindu, they can reincarnate into like different animals or different objects.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm going to be talking about how Wiccans attain the highest level of reward in their life. This can vary greatly, and there is no divine reward in life for Wiccans. They believe in a type of reincarnation where they evolve above their negative characteristics to become better in the next life. They also believe if you do bad things in one life, you'll be punished in the next. And there's certain laws that go into that. Law of attraction is your thoughts become things, meaning what you surround yourself in one life will be the creation of your next life. So that pretty much means if you surround yourself with positive thoughts and positive actions, then you'll have a good next life. But if you do the opposite and you surround yourself with negativity and thoughts that are bringing others down, then you will have that in your next life. They also believe in rule of three or law of return. It's used by elders when new Wiccans are sworn in. And that means that whatever energy a person puts into the world, whether it's positive or negative, will be returned to them in the next life 3 times, 3 times that fold. And then this ensures that magic isn't used for evil, but it's used for positive actions. So if you do something that's evil, then you will be returned with that 3-fold. I think this keeps Wiccans in check, and it can either create a great reward in their life or a very bad one. Thanks.